Having a baby in Canada is beautiful, but there are some things that no one wants you about. In this video, I'm going to be telling you everything I wish I knew before becoming a mom here. So if you're interested in this kind of video, please keep watching. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Delight, or you can call me Amaka. I am going to be telling you all the things I wished I knew before becoming a mom here. Actually, I'm going to be telling you 8 to 10 things that I wish I knew before becoming a mom here in Canada. If you're pregnant or you're interested in coming to Canada to have your baby, or you just generally just want to have a knowledge of having a baby here in Canada, please keep watching. Now, before I begin, I'm going to be listing some links in the description box. If you want to check out these links are very, very vital and very, very important if you want to know more about everything I've listed. Now, these are my things that I wish I knew before becoming a mom. If you have any idea otherwise, please tell us in the comment section. The first on my list is going to be the hospital and birth experience. Guys, I didn't know they have like private ward, shared, no, it's not shared, like standard, they call it standard rooms. Tell me why I'm in this place, and then after like giving birth, they're transferring me to a room that has two beds in the room. I was lucky enough to not have anybody in that room, but I didn't know it was going to be like a standard room. It was going to be like for two people. um but like I was in the room all by myself and my husband and my baby, and I was so happy. So I didn't know about that. I didn't know there was going to be like a private ward. I thought the standard ward was going to be like a standard, like where you're going to be just you and your family. But like, yeah, the standard room means to share with somebody in that room. So if you want a private ward, I think you have to book early and request early. Also, for the private room, it's not covered under the government health insurance. For here, we have something called OHIP, and OHIP covers for the standard rooms and they don't cover for the private rooms. So if you want something extra and if you want something you want to be paying from your pockets, please by all means go to the private room. But I mean, the standard room is not so bad. I was lucky enough to be the only person there. So I mean, if you want a standard room, it's still very much okay. Now, in every hospital, they have something they call the anesthesiologist or something like that. These people are in charge of epidurals. If an African woman and you don't want to take an epidural, by all means, don't take. But for me, I took, like, I could not even start to bear that pain. So I had to make sure that my doctor knows that I needed that epidural. I was lucky enough to have the person be on standby, and they gave it to me like even before the pain started. So yeah, if it's something that you're interested in, you just have to let your doctor know. So here in Canada, they have like the diapers for your baby. They make sure they have like give your baby the first bath. I didn't know that. I was thinking like, oh, somebody's gonna like come to visit me and then help me, give baby a bath. But they're like, no, they don't give baby baths. They have to wait for 24 hours before giving baby baths. So I gave birth around 8:30, and baby's bath was given around 10 p.m. It was around 12 a.m., something like that. It was very, very late during the early mornings of the next day. So yeah, if you come over here, I was really shocked. Like I'm like, okay. So the nurses make sure they give the bath themselves. The next on my list for the hospital is the parking fees. If you have your OHIP, the only thing you're going to be paying for is the parking fee, because your spouse or your family member want to stay with you for the time period would have to sleep over and obviously park the car in the parking lot. They'll have to pay for overnight, and that would be the only fee they'll get to pay. Some people say it's high. It's probably between $18 to $20, and that was the only fee we paid in that hospital. And now talking about hospitals and doctors, I was so shocked that when I got pregnant, I went to the walk-in clinic and I met the doctor, and then I was like, hey, I'm pregnant, and what are the steps to take? Tell me why it took them like 6 months for the doctor, for my gynecologist to contact me. Like as a first timer, it was very shocking to me because coming from Nigeria, I always see like these videos of people going for antenatals, and they're always like singing and like dancing. Tell me why I have so many questions to ask. Google, my mom, my aunties was like my best friend, and they're not here with me. So it was quite strange for me. It took them 6 months to contact me. So generally, you see your gynecologist after 6 months. So I saw my gynecologist after 6 months. I didn't know who she was. It was after 6 months I got an email that, hey, you have an appointment with us. So that was when I started going for my antenatal, something like that. So I was booked in to see my doctor, and she'll probably just make inquiries and to know how I'm doing. If I have any questions, she will answer those questions for me. But yeah, it took a long time. I know healthcare is quite free in Canada, but the queue, hey, you will wait. If you're very impatient, you wait. There's a long list of women, there's a very long list of women waiting to have a gynecologist. So when it's time for you to, it could be like after 5 months, but mine was after 6 months. So it was quite shocking to me that I don't have a doctor as a first time mom. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, I don't have a doctor. I don't talk to anybody. If I'm having any pain, I talk to Google. And that was not cool, but I had to, just play along and then wait for my doctor to contact me. Next on our list is baby registration and paperwork. So baby registration, I didn't know it could be done online. So I was thinking it was going to be something that I have to walk in and submit those documents. But literally, I did that in my hospital bed. It was pretty easy, because they had the resources. Like the nurses came, the public health nurses came. They came to talk to me, and then they were like, "Oh, if you want to register for baby certificates, birth certificates, you have to do it online." I'm like, "Oh, I can show you." I'm like, "Yeah, you can show me." Like, it was pretty cool. It was so easy. I didn't have to be in contact with anybody. It was pretty fast and self-explanatory. Although if I can remember, it was quite like a lot of online feelings. So they'll ask you the time you gave birth, your doctor's name, the name of your baby, the name of your spouse, your name. Like, it was so much. Your baby's centimeters, like the height. It was quite a lot. So yeah, just take your time and fill it online. You don't need to meet anybody for your baby's registration. Then when you're done, I think you get to pay a fee, and voila, your certificate is all ready. Okay, so before I left the hospital, I was given an SIN number. So here in Canada, it's called social insurance number. With that number, you can open a bank account, you can work with that number. Like, literally, you need to have an SIN for you to be in Canada. And they gave it to me in the hospital, so I was really happy. It's a thing of a joy, leaving the hospital and leaving with a baby's SIN number. So yeah, it was really, really nice. For baby's health card, it wasn't immediately. We were giving something like a health paper card. So we were told that, they will have to send it to the house. It took probably 3 weeks to a month for them to bring the health card, but we already had like baby's health number in the paper, so it wasn't something to be worried about. But because we were giving the health card and we're giving the SIN in the hospital. So for baby's passport, guys, it was so easy, to be honest. In my part, it was pretty easy. Baby got his passport like after a month or so. Oh, let's say 2 months. Like, we got his passport so early. I should have done like an unboxing, but I wasn't like vlogging. Although we took some pictures, but it was really a thing of a joy. The passport came pretty quick. So the passport application is like a separate application where you have to register for a baby. It's done online also. You don't need to go to any center to register for baby's passport. The passport requires that both parents consent to, the baby having the passport. So even if you're a divorcee or you guys are still together, you guys need to sign together, like man and woman. So the next on my list is the healthcare system. So we have something that we call like the first checkup for baby. Or the first one is going to your family doctor. So family doctor is a different person from your gynecologist, from the doctor that you've been seeing. The family doctor takes care of you, your family, your baby. So you have to book the appointment, usually between 3 days to a week, where the doctor has to see baby, examine baby by himself or by herself, make sure that baby is quite healthy, take the baby's weight, and create a folder for the baby. So yeah, it's really something that was really shocking to me, because we were told in the hospital that we have to book the appointments. So when we booked the appointments, we were scheduled to come in 3 days time, and we went there in 3 days time, and we saw the doctor. They also requested for the health card. Baby already got like the first vaccine in the hospital, so they have to make sure that that first vaccine was given to baby in the hospital. So these are like the things that he needs to make sure to be on the safe side, that everything was covered well by the hospital. So the second visit would be the public health nurses. Yeah, the public health nurses do come to the hospitals and then they come to your room, they try to talk to you guys. It was a long discussion. I was like, can I actually just sleep? But these people actually come to the house, they try to see baby, they try to talk to baby. I have an appointment with them. They come every once in a month, or no, actually we move from once in a month to twice in a month. So they always come every 2 weeks to, talk to see me, to talk to me, to see baby, to know any inquiries I have. They're always like a phone call away, a text away. If I have any question, I usually like text them. I don't think we have that over in Nigeria, but like, yeah, that was something I was really, really pleasantly happy when I gave birth here. Now to the baby girls and shopping things, guys. Hey, where do I start from? As a first time mom, I was thinking that okay, baby, I've been hearing that baby things are expensive, yes. But like, child, why are things like times 300% of what I used to know? Like I have nieces and I have nephews, but like, why am I buying things that like, for example, you need to have a car seat here before you can even leave the hospital. But in Nigeria, well, I think some hospitals now make it as an enforcement, but like in Nigeria or wherever, an African country, I don't think it's like very, very necessary. But it was so shocking to me because I had to make sure, like, they were like, make sure that you have a car seat. You have to, get some toys. You have to do this. Like babies, like their priority at this point. I think I'm just like a medium for their own Canadian baby. But like, there's so much to buy, there's actually so much to buy. And also, for the car seat, you have to make sure that the car seat is not expired. Because if it's expired and you get stopped by the police, you have to pay a fine. You have to pay a fine. So over here, there are actually return policies. So let's say you have your receipts, you have the tag, you got a clothes for your baby, and baby is like bigger than the clothes. You can actually return that clothes. Like guys, where I'm coming from, you cannot return that clothes. But here, if you have your receipts, even if it's in your phone or in your paper or you have it at hand, if you don't have the tag or the tag is still there, like so far you don't want the clothes, you can actually return the clothes or anything like in general, like any baby stuff that you don't see any need for it, you don't see any need for it, you can actually return that. This on my list is the maternity leave. I didn't know till I got pregnant that you can actually go on 16 months. No, was it 16 or 18 months? Like a year and 6 months. I took 12 months because I thought it was like a very good time. But looking back, I should have actually taken 16 months, guys, to be honest. So they have this maternity leave that is either going to be to 12 months or for 18 months. So whichever one you want, you can actually opt for that. Going for the 12 months, there is usually a pay from the government, 55% pay. This is literally what you've been paying for. As if you work in Canada, you have like, if you check your pay stub, you see that you pay like a little percentage to EI, that's employment insurance. So your employment insurance covers for you if you're on maternity leave because you're no longer working. So this is like savings, like little savings you've been saving, while working. So now the government checks for everything and tells you, okay, because you're now at home, we're going to pay you 55% of your usual, your usual pay. So they have to do the calculations and then they get to pay you. If you don't have any job, if you haven't worked for like 6 months, I think the list is 6 months, then I don't think it would be easy for you to get an EI. Correct me in the comment section if it's easy now, but like last time I remembered, I don't think you would be able to get your EI. So yeah, that's all the points I have. Having a baby in Canada is such a blessing. It's so beautiful. But like these are the personal things I wish I knew, before having a baby here. And these things would have saved me like the stress of asking so many questions, the stress of, worrying so much if my baby was okay. I already know like the resources to go to, the website to go to, the clinic to work in. These are the things that I would have, done better if I get to be pregnant for the next baby. But like, yeah, these are the things I wish I knew before having my baby number one. So if you're a mom here, Tell us the one thing that surprised you after you gave birth in Canada. Thank you guys so much for coming to my pep talk. Thank you so much for listening to this end. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Like, tell me, tell me. Please subscribe, guys. So yeah, thank you guys so much. See you in my next video. Mwah.